Hello, Central Middle School. Welcome to another episode of Cougar Cast. I am Mr. Jones, head principal of CMS.
And my name is Avani Gandhi, 7th grade CMS student.
And we are your hosts. Avani, how are you feeling about today's episode?
I'm feeling great. Today we'll take a trip to Mrs. Batten's laboratory and watch some spooky experiments.
That sounds very interesting. And speaking of interesting, in today's segment of CMS Highlights, we will catch up with our Esports coach, Mr. Atwood.
And to finish off the show with some Halloween-themed trick shots. Mr. Jones, in honor of Halloween, do you have any scary stories or fun Halloween memories?
Well, one year, my friend and I, we were both going to Cameron University, and we decided to go trick-or-treating. So we dressed up, and we went trick-or-treating. Now, mind you, when we were at Cameron, we were probably in our early 20s. And so when we got to some doors, knocked at the door, trick-or-treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. You know, some of the adults weren't too happy because we were too old, and they chased us away. And so we always laugh when we tell those stories to each other.
That's really funny. Well, let's get on with the rest of the show.
Hi, Tiffany, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Mrs. Batten, and we're going to do a few little experiments for you today with dry ice. You want to do dry ice? Yeah. Okay, but before we get started, here's my safety blanket. Look, you're the one who's going to have to grab it. There's the safety blanket, there's the fire extinguisher, because, you know, we'll do fire too, right? Okay, let's move this out of the way. We don't need it. Put that there and put that there. Okay, let's make some bubbles first. Okay? Pour some water on. That's water with dish soap. Pour it in. Okay, so dry ice, do you know what it is? No. It's frozen carbon dioxide. So this is one of the few substances that skips straight from a solid to a gas. It just skips right over. And we put the dish soap in so that it bubbles. Okay?
Okay.
And we'll do a few activities with that in a minute. How about fire? Are you good with fire?
Yeah.
All right. Good deal. Pour that in there and soak it. Ms. Roman, my lighter. I lost it. All right, that should do it. Okay, so this is one that you can do at home if you have permission. And that's the key, you have to have permission. So this is what I did. Shake this. I took 4 teaspoons of powdered sugar and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. It's got to be baking soda. And then you need an ignition source. So I have my lighter and I have this. You can also use hand sanitizer. So what Tiffany's going to do is spoon it out and put it right in the middle. Now carbon snakes, you can make them faster using chemicals that you can't get your hands on. So I can make an amazing carbon snake like they do on YouTube and pretend like I used just what I told you. But instead, I'm going to just make this and let it roll. It takes a minute though. While we're doing that, you want to do some elephant toothpaste?
Sure.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do elephant toothpaste then. All right, so this is 40% hydrogen peroxide. So pour that in here. We'll start with that. Now, when you're using chemicals, it's really important that you never touch your face, that you cover your eyes. Stir for me, please, ma'am. Okay. You ready? Any water left? No water? Dump it in. Now, remember, we're inside, so we can't have like exploding things. What do you think?
That's cool.
Now, the carbon snake gets slow, like I said, but it's growing. And it'll continue to grow until it runs out of fuel. So what was your favorite?
The fire.
You like the fire?
Yeah.
You want to do another fire experiment?
Yeah.
Did you bring the paper? Let's see. Did you bring the paper that you shredded?
It's over there.
Okay. So, this one is generally done. This one is generally done with an egg, but I can't stand the smell of eggs. So the trick is to get this in the bottle. So we're gonna get this in the bottle, okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna just put a little bit of soap on the edge. Okay. So you guys know with fire that you need to have parental permission and supervision.
That's cool.
Now it's your job to get it out. There you go, Tiff.
Can I just pop it?
No, it's all right. Just leave it there. It will be fine. So, I just want to go over, we did the carbon snake with just chemicals that you would have at home, not with any special ones that they add and don't tell you about. We did a small version of the elephant toothpaste. We had dry ice. Remember with dry ice that it can burn you as surely as fire can, and the burns will be 2nd and 3rd degree, and you'll have to go to the ER. We did some we put some bubbles in with some dry ice, and as long as you keep adding water, especially if you add warm water, it will keep bubbling. So you can't handle this with your hands. You can touch the bubbles, but don't let anybody touch the dry ice. What else did we do, Tiffany?
That was it.
That was it? Okay, that was it. Thank you for joining us with this segment of Science with Miss Batten.
Hello and welcome to the CMS Highlights. My name is Carson Walton, and this is the segment where we talk about the great things going on at CMS this month. We are highlighting the Esports team today. Today we have Mr. Atwoods joining us. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me here today.
Oh, yes. Thank you for joining us. For the viewers who don't know what Esports is, would you elaborate, please?
Yeah, Esports stands for electronic sports, and it's an athletic event. You have a lot of students who aren't interested in the traditional sports like football or basketball, but they still have skills that they want to display. So we bring those kids out, we go to competition, and we practice after schools. So it's fun.
That sounds really good. How does it positively impact the CMS students?
Well, for one thing, it gets them engaged. Students who may not have been engaged before, they just came to school and they went to their normal classes and then they went home. So now there's a way for them to engage in being a Cougar. Yeah. Another thing is we have the same kind of prerequisites that you'd find for other sports. So they've got to have their grades up. They can't be failing any classes. So that's kind of extra encouragement. Like, hey, if you want to participate and you want to be an active athlete, you got to be passing all your other grades as well.
Yeah. We have already had 2 esports tournaments this year. How was the turnout of these tournaments?
Our first tournament was for Super Smash Bros. And so we had about 45 students turn out for that. Really good. I was excited about that. And we had a lot of female athletes turn out this year that we didn't have last year, so I'm really excited about that. Our second one was Rocket League. We just did it yesterday. About 35 students turned out for Rocket League, so we're still working on picking our team right now.
That sounds exciting. And for those students who don't know how to get involved, could you?
So the easiest way to get involved is through our Google Classroom, and that's going to be displayed on a slide every morning during Cougar Call. If you got a friend that's already in esports, they can give it to you now. If you're interested in finding out new news, that'll also be on Cougar Call. We'll have it announced. Anytime we'll have a tournament after school, we'll do an announcement before the bell. So that's definitely the best way.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, we're going to be competing. We have scrimmages this first semester. We'll play against MacArthur and Eisenhower. Sometimes we even do tournaments against the high school. So we'll do a weekend tournament. We'll do online tournaments against schools in other districts. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a good time for these athletes to show their skills. So I'm excited about our season this year.
All right, well, thank you again, for Mr. Atwood, for joining us today, for making a positive impact for CMS students. And thank you for tuning in. Please enjoy the next segment of the CMS tournament.
So today we did our first tournament of the year for esports. It was Smash Brothers tournament. Pretty good turnout. We had about 35 kids show up. We narrowed it down to our top 4. We'll have 6 on our team at the end of the day, and then we had our champion who's currently playing against the MacArthur Middle School coach right now. As we narrow it down, we'll pick our characters. So 6 for Rocket League, 6 for Smash Brothers. We'll have 9 for Mario Kart and 9 for Overwatch. And that'll be our esports team for the year. They're good. They're good. We had some sleepers who aren't in my class. I had a few students that I knew were good because they played in class, and I had a couple kids turn out that I've never met before who just swept through the competitions, including our winner. Yeah, Bobby did a great job. So it's my first time meeting Bobby, so we'll get to know him throughout the rest of the year, and hopefully we'll be able to bring some titles home.
We played Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. I guess fortunately I won the tournament, which was not really the goal, just to have fun and play with other people. I didn't expect to be on the team. It was more of just to have fun, or because I usually play a lot with my brother, so I just decided to do it for fun.
So this is the first year we've had an esports room at all. So we went from one Switch that I brought from home, and I borrowed a TV out of the library, and now we have 4 switches on 4 TVs that are strictly used for Mario Kart, Smash Bros. We're going to do Rocket League with the Special Olympics. We have 6 computers that will do Overwatch and Rocket League on. So it's grown tremendously.
I think the best match was the last match I played. I was going against a really good opponent, and I won, luckily, but it was probably the best one I played.
We were able to do a summer tournament last year. So we ragtag group, we gathered it up in about 4 days, took them training and took them to a tournament in MacArthur. So that was the start of it. So a lot of this, we get a lot of support just from the district. Our head of our tech department, AJ, is a big proponent of this, big supporter. So he's really helped feed this. And I think Mr. Himes has been open to definitely trying new things and bringing new ideas to the school. So we're pretty excited, all of us. And this is something we brought to all the middle schools and all the high schools this year.
Well, it's really cool because my brother at LHS, he had an esports team, and I kind of got jealous that they do have one. I didn't realize, Central had one. So I was happy when I found out.
We are going to start with scrimmaging. So we'll scrimmage all the inner city, and then the second half of the year, second semester, that's when we'll start competing. Might be online, depending with COVID, or we might actually try and go travel and compete with other schools around the state.
you like to buy a yearbook?
Yes, please.
What an incredible episode. What did you think about it, Avani?
I love the esports segment. I think it's a great idea.
With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the show and had a good time.
Make sure to like and subscribe the video.
See you guys next time.